Welcome back, folks. Today we are going to do a pretty simple task on the old Camaro. The final maintenance item that I wanted to do this winter, which it's not even feeling like winter. It's a 48-degree, beautiful early spring day. I am so thankful for that. But we are going to swap out the coolant. And to do that, we are going to have to do a couple things here. So first of all, there is a coolant drain plug way tucked down there, which I'll show you in a minute. We will pop this radiator cap off. These are 20 PSI systems. They're pretty high pressure. And the good news is this coolant is in pretty good shape. So we won't have to go crazy with drain and fill, drain and fill, drain and fill. We're just going to drain it, start the car up real fast, and check the coolant level, or push some more fluid out, and then we'll check the fluid level. So anyway, the overflows on these are really strange. They've got this like kind of weird dipstick deal. I actually think that it's kind of low, which is interesting, but it's never been changed. It's got 100K on it. Probably should have done it a few years ago, but should be all right. Stick, I guess. There ain't a drop of fluid in there. There's nothing to drain because this is basically bone dry. You can see the fluids right to the top of the actual radiator. So we're just gonna fill and drain from there, and we should be good to go. Okay, so you're gonna go to about the center of your car's bumper. You're gonna go this way. You're gonna turn up and look up. And I'm hoping that you see what you need to see, which is the drain petcock here for the coolant. So what we'll do, slide our container under there, and we'll loosen that guy. Should be good to go. If I can re-find it, there we go. See how much of a mess we can make. I don't know that I've ever drained coolant, even with a friggin' drain plug, and not made a giant mess, but you know, there's a first for everything, I suppose. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if this comes all the way out or what, but okay, she's starting to flow. That's good. And you might want to just jack your car up a little tiny bit to help you get under there and get a pan under there. Do not go under the car. I just had my arm stuck under there, so worst case scenario, I pinned it between a plastic bin and the car. Actually, probably not the smartest thing too, but I might throw a jack stand under here somewhere, now that I'm thinking about it. I want to point something out. If you have kind of neglected your car's coolant and it's gone, 200,000 miles, or it's a 20-year-old car, whatever, you should do a full flush. You may want to use a cleaner of some sort, but this car's coolant should be pretty darn clean. So I'm just going to kind of drain and refill it. We should be good to go. Now the oil in there is just because there's oil in this pan, but the coolant is super clean, so I'm not worried about the condition of this specific coolant being bad. So when you drain the radiator like this, you get about 2/3 of the coolant out. You can then start the car and use the pump and turn the heat on and kind of push a little bit more out, which we'll probably do. But even if I just replace 66% of it, that would be probably good enough, but we'll try to get, 80–90% of it. You're never gonna get it all unless you do a full-blown flush. And like I said, you don't really need to. And honestly, if you just drop this every 50,000 miles and replace it, that 2/3 of it, even that would be good enough. So we could do that too. But while we're waiting, let's just check some stuff out here. Is my shock leaking, or is that moisture? Might just be moisture. Well, it feels kind of oily. That's interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on that. That's a brand new Bilstein too. Huh. Fired the car up real quick here to push a little bit more out. We'll see what that does, if anything. Not gonna run it super long, obviously, just so we don't have any issues. So, I just ran it for a little bit. That's all we got. So I'm gonna tighten this back up, put a little distilled water in it, run it for a while, and then we will do one more drain here and call it good. Almost a gallon of distilled. It's actually a little bit less than I thought, but we will now run it for a while, let that thermostat open, probably pour a little bit more in there as it goes down, and we will bleed into the system a little bit more. Oh yeah, baby. But immediately drew that down, so we'll add a little bit of distilled water in there, and we should be good. So it sucked a little bit more down, and what came out was a gallon plus about, a quart or two maybe. which is fine. We can run it just a little bit low on coolant. It'll still do what it needs to do. Obviously, I would never run the car like this long term, but we'll keep an eye on the gauge. We'll make sure that our top radiator hose is getting hot, all that fun stuff, and we should be fine. We'll let it get up to operating temperature, and we will drain again, and then we will put basically 1.5 of those in, or 1 and change of those in, and then 1 and change of these still waters in, and should be pretty good. Start it off for a second. It was saying that my coolant was already at 187 degrees, which I do not believe, because this radiator hose is not warm. I mean, the heads aren't even that hot yet. Like, I can leave my finger on the heads. So that's weird. I'm not sure what that's all about. I want to do a little poking around first. A little bit more coolant in there. We're at the top of the radiator now, so we should be good. I don't know if I maybe just didn't have quite enough in there. I did put like probably a quart in, but that's about what I expected, and that really shouldn't be low enough for it to care. So that was kind of weird. I'm gonna keep a close eye on this temp gauge, just make sure we don't like accidentally overheat the motor, but it's been idling for a very short amount of time. Although I do have heat, so maybe it's onto something. Let's see what we're at now. I have a temp, the Chevy gives you a temp gauge actually, which is cool, 169. Yeah, so it actually went down, okay. So that's good, that's probably accurate. That heated up fast though. But I was running it a little bit earlier and stuff too, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Doesn't take too long for coolant to heat up on this car. Yeah, it's actually going down, so I think I just didn't have quite enough in there, but like I said, we didn't run it that long, so that's why you gotta be careful doing this and just make sure your system's good. But we got heat, which means we're flowing through the heater core, so we'll get this all mixed back up, drain it back out, and then fill it with new coolant. Well, it should be good to go. I'm gonna keep an eye on that radiator cap as well. Oh, you're fine, buddy. What are you doing, silly boy? What are you doing, big guy? All right, let's see what we got in the radiator. Radiator looks pretty high still. I'm gonna dump a little bit in just to see. Yeah, so we're still above the line, or above the radiator core, so we are safe. Let's see if our top hose is getting hot. Little tiny bit warm. Let's see what the bottom's doing. That's still fairly cool. Keep a close eye on that temp gauge. We should have plenty in there now though. Yeah, we're still 167, the heat's going good. So if I got heat, I know that I'm getting pretty good flow. So that's kind of my big telltale here. I'm gonna squeeze those hoses just a little bit, see what we got. See if it bumps the coolant in here. Thermostat hasn't opened yet. That's why it hasn't gotten to the radiator. Duh. What am I thinking? Gotta wait for that thermostat to open. That would make sense. So that's all checking out. The heater core is good, which means we got coolant going in the motor. 172, the thermostat hasn't opened yet. That's why the radiator's not warm. The radiator hoses aren't warm yet, so we'll let that open, get that stuff cycling through the radiator, and we should be good to go. The thermostat just started to open because our coolant level just went up in the radiator. And our oil temp, another good thing to check on these cars, because you have it, is your oil temp. As long as your oil temp's not going crazy, you also know that the engine's not overheating really. Because if you're overheating the engine, you're gonna spike that oil temp really fast. It's also kind of hard to overheat an engine on idle with any amount of coolant in it, you know, if you got like half the system full. So again, you don't have to worry too much, but $189, I think this is like a 190 thermostat in these stock, or 195 maybe. It's a little bit lower than most cars, so it should be starting to open very soon if it hasn't already. And let's see, I would say not yet. Thermostat housing's a little warm. That might just be heat transfer from the motor. Yeah, not yet, not yet. Let's see what we got up here. Yeah, just needs more time. See how hot these are getting. About the same, I feel anyway. Top radiator hose is now nice and warm. And the bottom is still not really warm yet, but we'll get there. Love to hear the fans kicking on. They really tell me we're doing something. Okay, we floating around the higher 190s here. Top hose is still warm. Bottom hose is not that warm, so we're just gonna keep letting her idle. The fluid level has raised a little bit and lowered as I rev it, so that's telling me we're starting to get some movement into the radiator. but it's still pretty clear. I want to see this get a little bit pink in color, tell me that it's really mixed up nice. It's not hard because the cooling capacity of this car is so high that with the heat blasting, I think it's just struggling to even get up to temp. You know, it's got so much extra capacity in it. But we're starting to boil the water in here, so we're definitely getting it hot. So I'm gonna put the cap back on so we can keep revving this a little bit. All right, so the cap is back on. That will help bring our temps back down because we pressurize the system, and we will keep this revved up a little bit. Oil temp's still good, so I'm not worried about the engine overheating, and obviously our coolant temps are good. So see how much that dropped that? Kind of cool when you put that cap back on. Bottom hose has some warmth to it now, which is great. Top hose is nice and warm. And our heater, I already know we're warm because I have heat, but we'll feel them again anyway. I'm just gonna let this idle now for a while and we'll rip that cap off with it hot. Just kidding, don't do that. Turn the heat off. I'm trying to get these dang fans to kick on. There we go, fans kicked on, perfect. I just wanted to see them do their thing. Awesome. It would not turn the fans on with the heater on because it was just sucking so much heat away from the engine, but everything's nice and hot. Should be getting nice and mixed up here. I've been running this thing for quite a while now, so we should be in good shape. Coolant's at 221, 219. Yeah, so she'll start coming back down now. I think that number, honestly, is a bit of a calculated figure as well. But really, the gauge, as long as it's not going high, you are good to go here on the left-hand side. So coming right back down. We'll run this a little longer. I might turn the heat back on for the heck of it, just because. Actually, no, I'm not going to turn the heat back on. On these cars, I don't believe there's a cutoff for the heater core. I believe it just runs straight into the cabin. Yeah, it looks like it. The lines just run straight into the cab like any other LS, so you don't have to worry about really running the heat technically, but I just do it to be on the safe side. Car is off, and now we just gotta wait to pop that cap so we don't boil this coolant over, this water over, and burn the crap out of ourselves. Okay, waited about 10-15 minutes. It's still pretty toasty, but you can see it's a little bit pink in there, which is perfect. That means we got a good mix. We'll go ahead and very carefully drain this again. We are now draining it. It looks pretty clear, but it definitely has been mixed just based on what we saw on the top of the radiator, so I'm not too concerned about that. This, again, is kind of me being overkill. Now, keep in mind, we've got instead of a 50-50 ratio, we've got like a probably 30% coolant to 70% water ratio right now, like in the engine and stuff still. So we're gonna wanna be a little overkill on the coolant and a little bit under on the distilled water. So just keep that in mind. You kind of wanna make sure that you're adding a little bit of a heavy ratio so you wind up with enough coolant. Now, luckily this car doesn't really see super cold temperatures driving anyway, but it does sit in the garage and it gets cold in the garage. So I definitely wanna make sure there's enough coolant in it, of course. If you live in Florida, this is like less of a concern. To mention, if you do have a really contaminated cooling system, and you don't want to spend $1 million on distilled water and stuff, what you can do, and I think it's safe enough, this might be debatable, feel free to let me know in the comments, but what I like to do is drain all the old stuff out, fill it with tap water, okay? Get the thing up to operating temperature, and then you got to be careful, but crack that drain valve loose while it's at operating temperature. By the way, do not put the cap on, okay? And then once it's at operating temperature, just keep a steady stream flowing out of it, and keep topping it off with tap water. You can let it overflow, doesn't matter, and just kind of cycle through a bunch of tap water until it's super clean and clear. You know, you can use your transmission or your coolant flush chemicals if you want to before that, whatever. That'll help clear everything out, and then you know, get the thing super cleaned out. Again, if you just change your coolant often enough, you just don't need to do that. Any sediment that's in there, if any, which there probably really isn't in this thing to be honest, will you know, it'll get out with just a swap like I'm doing. So, but you do what you got to do depending on your car, especially if you bought something old that's used and you're just trying to keep it running longer. Sounds like it just finished draining, so we're going to go ahead and put that cap back on and fill her up. There was still a little bit of the original coolant in here, so this is pinker than it should be or would be, but you can see how much less pink it is, which just shows you how much, you know, more diluted the whole system was. We'll go ahead and put ourselves a gallon of coolant in. And then we will put the water in and see how much water we get, and then we can kind of do some rough math on where things need to be. To give you an idea, I only got 3 quarts in there right now. This thing will take this whole gallon plus more, so you can see how much the system still needs to burp out. Because as you drain the radiator, you know, get some in from the engine and stuff, so you get a lot more out of it than what's just in the radiator, of course. So we just gotta get some time for that thermostat to kick back in and just start sucking the fluid in. So the coolant had gotten up to 230, but we got good heat. So I know it's not airbound to a point where it's hurting the engine. I just think I didn't fill it quite fast enough, but I got quite a bit in there now. So I'm just gonna keep a real close eye on it. The fans are screaming, so they're doing their job. But we gotta have enough in the radiator for the fans to do what they need to do. So we gotta keep topping this up. So I'm gonna keep going ahead and doing that. And I'll get back with you guys. Just be careful doing this in case it wants to boil on you as you pour it in. You know, quick peeks over the hood. Don't stick your face right next to it in case it bubbles up a little bit. Just want to make sure you don't overheat the engine. That's the number one thing when you're doing this. And you can see we got some good coolant mix, so we're getting good flow into the radiator as well. As I pour water in, we're getting coolant back in there, which is great. That's what you want to see. So I'm not afraid that we're not getting any flow. Upper hose is nice and warm, which is good. And the lower hose is still a little cooler than I'd like it to be. Fans just turned off, so that means that it's able to cool itself, so that should be really good. See where we're at, 217, so it dragged it right back down. Oil temp's been good the whole time. Again, just I know I'm a little bit OCD about this, but you don't want to overheat your car trying to do something good for it. So you just got to be really attentive to it. Don't just walk away for 20 minutes. You know, sit here and really watch it. And that's going to just keep burping itself. And you're just going to wait until it's perfectly at the right height. That's already lower now. Just got to keep going. So I put in 1 whole gallon of coolant, and I'm going to probably put in what this one is like 3/4 of a gallon of water, which is pretty good because that means that we got some of our ratio back. I should actually probably switch back to coolant just so we can strengthen the coolant mixture a little bit now. I'll leave a little bit left in there. All right, so we're back to 210 on the temp gauge. Our radiator is now staying where it should be. So I'm gonna let it run longer. I'm gonna rev it up a little bit. I would have liked to have added just a little bit more coolant, but to be honest, even if we're 60-40, it'll be totally fine, not a big deal. I just like to bring the R's up a little bit. You can actually see just a little bit of steam coming out when I do this. So it really just churns what's in that radiator more. And it drops the coolant temp as well because you get more water flow. So hopefully it burps the system a little bit more if it needs it. If it doesn't, I could even go under that radiator and just drain a little bit out and put some more coolant in, you know, drain the mix out if I wanted to. I might do that. I'm probably not going to be honest. I'm pretty content with where this is at, but we'll see. The level hasn't moved in a while. One thing that's cool, you can look right here. You can actually see the head breathers spit out just a little tiny bit of coolant. They go to the top of the cylinder head to relieve pressure, so that's kind of neat. We can put a little bit more in, but we are at the top of the pleats in the radiator, so we're getting full cooling capacity. I'll just put a little bit of a touch up, mostly just to richen the mixture with coolant as well. But we did 1 whole gallon of coolant. We did probably half a gallon to 0.6 of a gallon of water. So our ratio should be, you know, it's about 2/3, right? So we're right there for that 50-50 mix, accounting for what was already in the system. So I think we're in really good shape. We'll let this run a little longer. We're gonna top this up just a little bit more and we should be good. Got really good flow out of that head breather, as you can see, which means we've got good flow into the heads. The system should be pretty well burped. So I'm just gonna let this come to a close here, and you can see that nice churn in the radiator. That's gonna get all the air bubbles out. Our level is really good, it's above the pleats. So what we'll do is we'll cap this. We will run the car, we'll let the car cool down. We'll pull the cap back off and see where our level's at, and we'll top it off if we need to, but we should be probably good. I'm going to also let it run pressurized for a little bit. That might help push some bubbles out potentially. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, but that's what we're gonna do. It's been an hour or two. We're gonna go ahead and pull our cap, see where we're at fluid level wise, coolant level wise. And it looks like we are perfect, right above the radiator. And the color looks good, so I think our ratios are pretty good. So I would say job well done. I'm very, very happy with this. Came out pretty good. So with that, I think we can wrap this one up. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, guys.